Have you ever wondered how the soap you use every day is made? A seemingly simple question, yet one that opens the door to a world of chemistry, creativity, and craftsmanship. Let's dive into the fascinating process that transforms everyday ingredients into the soap that we use. At the heart of soap making are three essential ingredients: oils or fats, water, and lye. Oils and fats provide the moisturizing properties, while lye, a strong alkali, is the magic that triggers the saponification process, turning our oils and fats into soap. Water, the universal solvent, is the medium where this transformation takes place. Now, oils and fats can come in many forms. There are hard oils like coconut or palm oil, which give our soap its firmness. Soft oils, such as olive or sunflower oil, on the other hand, contribute to the soap's lather and conditioning properties. Each type of oil brings its unique characteristics to the final product, allowing for endless combinations and possibilities. But how do these ingredients come together to form soap? Well, there are two main methods: cold process and hot process. In the cold process, the ingredients are combined at room temperature. The mixture is then poured into a mold, where it continues to react and harden over several weeks. This method allows for a smoother, more refined finish, and is often preferred by artisans for its creative potential. The hot process, in contrast, involves cooking the soap mixture, which accelerates the saponification process. The soap is ready to use almost immediately, but it tends to have a more rustic appearance. Despite this, many soap makers love the hot process for its practicality and the natural handmade quality it imparts to the soap. So, intrigued about how these simple ingredients transform into your everyday soap? Well, hold on to that curiosity, because we're just getting started. In our next scenes, we'll delve deeper into each process, revealing the science and artistry behind this age-old craft. Stay tuned. First, we will unravel the mystery of the cold process. Here we go. The cold process, a technique as frosty as it sounds, is anything but. This method is actually one of the most popular ways to make soap, and it all starts with something called lye. Lye, or sodium hydroxide, is a highly alkaline substance that, when mixed with water, creates a solution perfect for soap making. Now be careful, as lye can be quite hazardous. However, when handled properly and combined with the right amount of water, it becomes a soap maker's best friend. This mixture is then set aside to cool down as we move on to the next step. Meanwhile, we turn our attention to our oils or fats. This could be anything from olive oil, coconut oil, to even beef fat. Yes, you heard that right, beef fat. Each oil or fat lends its own unique properties to the soap, influencing its hardness, lather, moisturizing capabilities, and even its scent. Once the oils are heated up and the lye solution has cooled, we combine them. This is the moment where magic, or should we say chemistry, happens. This mixing initiates a process known as saponification. Saponification is the reaction of the lye with the oils, resulting in soap. Now, this mixture isn't ready to be used just yet. It needs to be poured into molds and left to cure for about 4 to 6 weeks. This curing period allows the soap to harden and the saponification process to complete. And voila! After a little patience and a lot of fun, you've got yourself a bar of soap, crafted right at home. Each piece is a testament to the wonderful science and creativity behind soap making. So, that's the cold process for you. Intriguing, isn't it? But we're not done yet. What about the hot process, you might wonder? Well, hold on to your soap dishes, because we're about to dive into that next. That's the cold process for you, but what about the hot process? Let's find out. Now it's time to heat things up with the hot process. Let us dive into the fascinating world of the hot process soap making. This method, as the name suggests, involves heat. But why, you might ask? Well, the answer lies in a little chemical reaction called saponification. This is the process where oils and fats react with an alkali, typically lye, to produce soap. In the cold process, we patiently wait for saponification to naturally take its course. But in the hot process, we introduce heat to speed things up. This is the equivalent of hitting the fast-forward button on your soap-making journey. So, how does it work, you ask? Well, the process starts off similarly to the cold process. We mix our oils and lye solution together, but instead of pouring the mixture into a mold right away, we apply heat. This can be done using a slow cooker or a double boiler. The added heat accelerates the saponification process, which can be completed in as little as an hour. Now, don't be fooled by the speed. The hot process requires careful monitoring. The mixture can bubble, rise, and even volcano if not watched closely. But with a little vigilance, this process can be a breeze. One of the main advantages of the hot process is that the soap is fully saponified by the time it cools. This means that unlike the cold process, there's no need to wait for weeks before using the soap. Once your soap cools and hardens, it's ready to be used right away. However, it's important to note that the hot process tends to produce a more rustic and textured soap. So if you're looking for a smooth and polished finish, the cold process might be more to your liking. And there you have it, the hot process. But soap isn't just soap without some fun facts, right? Now that you know the basics, let's dive into some fun facts about soap making. Did you know that soap making has been around for almost 5,000 years? The earliest recorded evidence of soap-like materials dates back to ancient Babylon around 2800 BC. They made soap from fats boiled with ashes. Quite a far cry from the aromatic, colourful bars we see today. Speaking of colours, the vibrant hues in your favourite soaps come from a variety of natural sources. For instance, the beautiful purple in lavender soap often comes from alkanet root, while the rich orange in a citrus bar might be from annatto seeds. The world of soap pigmentation is as diverse as nature itself. And let's talk about the bubbles, the lather you love so much when washing your hands. That's all down to a chemical reaction called saponification. When fats or oils, which are acidic, react with an alkali like lye, they turn into soap and glycerin. The soap cleanses while the glycerin moisturizes. It's a perfect partnership. Here's a cultural gem for you. In some parts of the world, soap making is considered an important tradition passed down through generations. For instance, in Aleppo, Syria, they've been making their famous olive and laurel oil-based soap for over 1,000 years. It's a craft steeped in history and cultural significance. And finally, let's burst a common myth. Many people believe that soap kills germs and bacteria. But here's the truth. Soap doesn't kill them. It just helps to remove them from your hands. The act of rubbing and rinsing with soap and water essentially dislodges the microbes and washes them away. Fascinating, isn't it? But before we wrap up, let's quickly summarize what we've learned. So, what's the story of your everyday soap? Well, let's start with a flashback to our earlier scenes. Soap making is an age-old process that's been refined and perfected over centuries. It all begins with fats and oils, which are combined with an alkali like lye. This is the backbone of every soap bar you've ever used. In the cold process method, these ingredients are mixed at room temperature. The mixture is then poured into a mold, where it rests and hardens over several weeks. This method might take a bit longer, but it allows for greater control over the ingredients and design of the soap. On the other hand, the hot process method speeds things up by adding heat into the mix. The soap mixture is cooked, which accelerates the saponification process. This means the soap is ready in a matter of hours rather than weeks. Speaking of saponification, this is the magic that turns our fats, oils, and lye into soap. It's a chemical reaction where the fatty acids in the oils react with the alkali to form soap and glycerin. It's like a dance of molecules, perfectly choreographed by nature. Let's not forget the fun facts we shared earlier. Did you know that soap was first used not for bathing, but for cleaning textiles and cooking utensils? Or that during the Middle Ages, soap was often made in monasteries? And despite its humble origins, soap played a crucial role in preventing disease and improving hygiene, saving countless lives throughout history. In essence, soap making is a blend of art and science. It's a process that involves creativity in design and fragrance selection, and precision in measuring and mixing ingredients. It's a tradition passed down through generations, and a craft that continues to evolve even today. And that, my friends, is the captivating journey of soap from raw ingredients to your bathroom. Remember, every time you lather up, you're part of a fascinating process, centuries in the making.